I'm standing here today to ask you what you see when you look at me. 40 years ago, I was a small child living in a country, Afghanistan, that was bombed by another country, Russia, that had superior firepower and wanted our land for their own. The targets of those bombings didn't discriminate between civilians and the military. Family members of mine were killed. This is the exact story of the children in Gaza right now. Every day I wake up and I see videos of newly dead Palestinian children. Half of their skulls might be missing, their bodies might be burned beyond recognition. They might be just a collection of body parts in a plastic bag carried by their parents. I see several of these videos a day, but I know there are many deaths that go unrecorded. What we don't see is most of the 100 children a day who die from American-made weapons paid for by our tax dollars. Have you seen any of these videos? If you have, what do you feel when you see them? Do you feel sad for the children? Do you feel sick to your stomach? Do you feel empathy for the parents? Do you feel guilty that our tax dollars are paying for the weapons that kill these children? I have to assume that you have not seen these videos since you still have not called for a ceasefire. Why haven't you seen these videos? Are you choosing to distance yourself from their suffering so that you don't have to feel anything? Or do you just see this as other people's problems, so trying to understand the problem is not your responsibility? Or do you think their lives are not as valuable as yours, so their deaths are not even worth seeing? Well, I'm here in front of you today. I'm one of your constituents. Let me ask you what you see when you see me standing here before you. Do you see one of your constituents? Do you see a valuable contributor to your community? Do you see a wife and mother? When you see me, do you see a life worth saving? 40 years ago, I was one of the children who escaped the bombs. Do you see what those children who have been bombed, who have been blown apart in Gaza, could have grown up to be? They are me. As a leader in this community, you speak on behalf of this community to leaders of this state and of this country. Leaders who are supplying the weapons and leaders who have the leverage to stop this. You have your fingers on the trigger. Will you continue to fire blindly? Or will you see the children in Gaza? Will you see me?